Guys, I'm standing here in front of my latest fix and flip project that we're getting ready to start. I just closed on the purchase of this home. We're gonna do a walkthrough and I'm gonna show you exactly what we're gonna do to renovate this home. And our intent here is to flip this house for $3.5 million. So this is definitely luxury fix and flip, but why don't you come along with me and let's check out this project.
The Real Estate Funding Kit is out now. Learn how to get 100% funding for all your deals without dealing with the banks. Claim your free copy at myfundingkit.com.
If you're new here, I'm Jerry Norton and I went from dead broke to millionaire flipping houses, and after doing 1,000 deals, I created this channel to help you master the art of wholesaling and flipping so you can live your dream life. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. All right, so here we are. We're in this house. We're gonna do a walkthrough right now, and Bob, we're kind of looking at this from two different perspectives, right? We could go in here and do a full-blown redesign, which is a huge project, which is de-arching, taking down soffits, opening up doorways, maybe expanding into areas, making it more of a new construction type feel. Or we can go in and just do a straight, what we call cosmetic, which is just surfaces, right? And try our hardest to not move anything, change anything, because when you do that, we start to get into drywall, framing, moving electrical around, all that. We got to decide, are we going to go all in on this thing and make this feel really modern and new construction, or just facelift it and spend, half the money? Obviously, one way you're going to sell higher, the other way you're going to sell a little lower. You're leaning more towards the cosmetic, just given that the market we're in. So explain that. What does that mean?
You kind of want to just get the best return for your dollar, right? So if you go and say, and I'm sure a lot of your students have seen this, where let's say they're doing 100,000 rehab, but you're going through all the headaches and all the renovation, and then you add the value to the back end of say 150. Okay, so you make it 50 grand on that. Whereas if you, let's say you did a 50 grand rehab and you added on 120,
yeah,
then you're making 70 grand on your 50 grand investment. That's the challenge, that's the opportunity that we're facing here, which is, do we just lipstick this? We're in and out in 2 months, and there's some things that functionally aren't ideal, but they're not enough to stop a sale. Or do we go, let's do full-blown new construction feeling, which if you do that, you just add usually 6 more months. And you get into a little bit of the unknown, which is, well, I'm going to get into trusses, framing, all of that. And
you can't draw a line ever. It's like once you start, you keep going and going and going and going, because what are you going to do now? You can't not do something. Yeah,
there's nothing worse than when you do a remodel and then you leave a couple of rooms undone, and then you're asking top dollar, and you're going, and then people are going, yeah, but that doesn't look right. That doesn't look right.
So the genius in this game, guys, and I talk about this a lot, Bob, is it's not who can make the nicest house necessarily.
Right.
And the tendency, human nature, is to say, well, let's make it the most beautiful house. Let's do everything. But anybody can over renovate and overspend, and then you don't make any money. The genius is taking this house we bought for 1.8 million, figuring out what is the maximum return on investment for the work we do, taking into consideration time, right? Because it's a lot more time when you go the other way,
right,
and factoring in that time, capital invested, how quickly can we get the thing back on the market? What does all of that look like for a return? And so that's why in certain markets, we would be saying, no, we've got to do it all because the market's going to demand it. But given the market we're in right now, you're kind of thinking, well, you know what? We could cut all kinds of corners, meaning not do all of this redesign stuff,
right,
and probably get a pretty dang return on our investment.
This is the deal maker side. You're using construction to deal make,
Yes.
which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, so every project we go into on the luxury end, I think what you're really saying here is try your hardest to understand your buyer, and then you're going to design to that buyer.
Right.
So part of the main conversation we have and with the real estate agent is, okay, who is our buyer that we're trying to target, and having a pulse on that.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a blanket statement of, oh, well, Joanna gains it and we'll win. No, some houses you've got to really think through, well, who are we marketing to?
That's why when this came up, it didn't even hit the market. It was off market. We paid full ask price.
Yeah.
There was already 8 offers on it. This market is so hot. It's hard to tell what's going to go on, but there's something to be said about speed. And so if you can do quick turnovers, knowing how hot this market is, It doesn't mean that if we took our time and 10 months later, the market could be even like up to here. But knowing there's such a demand for housing right now, a lot of that has to do with California buyers coming over and different things.
Low inventory.
You strike while it's hot. You want to go. Speed is, there's almost like it's hard to quantify what the value is on speed.
I like to say all the time, time kills all deals and speed wins all deals. And like this one, it was like you and I, a phone call, a commitment, a done, or 10 minutes later we miss it.
Yeah.
And that's how the awesome deals go. Like you got to be on top of them right when they come out.
That's been floating around forever in the real estate world, right? You can't steal in slow motion, and that happened here. And the deals are not easy to find, but when they pop up, you push your agents, you push your bird dogs, and they're going to be discouraged. They're going to go, there's nothing out there. But then there's always going to be this a seller that's like, I just want to get out.
What's so great right now is if I look at like the deals we have on the books with the high end, it's you and I were talking about this yesterday. We bought right. Like the deals we have on it, we bought so good. And when you buy right and you're disciplined on your buy and you're willing to do that hard work to get that deal, right? Then all your winning is in the buy now, because now we look at the exit, and I mean, we could turn this deal right now as is just by sitting on it for a month for 2.5. I mean, think about that, guys. 1.8 buy, 2.5 right now, done. Don't even do anything. Wholesale it basically, and we're like, nah, because that's not the best play. And so to have those options because we bought so good,
right,
just brings all the fun into the game of flipping. What we're so excited about this one versus our new construction is no waiting. Like, boom, we just closed, demo's starting. There's no 12 months of red tape with permitting and all of that with new construction. So that's why this one is, like, for us, it's a really fun one, because we're going to hit similar margins as new construction, but in I mean, what are we hoping?
3 months.
Yeah.
3 months.
2-3 months. I mean, that's really exciting. So that's kind of our play here with this, guys. And so, Bob, let's do a quick walkthrough now. We won't take forever, but we'll kind of just give the overall general idea of what we're doing. Right now, we're kind of walking through this really nice private shaded courtyard. We love this.
Yeah.
Buyers are going to eat this alive.
It's just got a neat vibe to it. It's a little different than the normal Arizona new construction, itty bitty little plants, lots of mature landscaping.
Super mature.
What we really liked with this, they put a lot of effort into sourcing all this wood. I don't even know what this stuff is.
It's real wood.
Our agent just brought another buyer through, potential buyer, just to buy it as is, and she knew immediately what kind of wood this was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't even know the name of it.
I mean, this is that wormwood, right?
It's something like that. I think it's bugs that ate through it that give it this very authentic, naughty vibe to it. And I mean, so
we're keeping that feel. That's the point here. We're keeping that feel.
There's lots of extensive woodwork. We may stain this a little bit,
or paint it, or whatever.
The designers are going to figure out that right color and play with that. But you want people to go, wow, this is cool. And they're looking out here and they're seeing these huge mature trees,
shaded, quiet. Yeah, awesome. But this is kind of like not new construction, right? I mean, new construction would be way bigger doors, and we're leaving it.
We're leaving everything. Yeah. We're leaving all the doors.
See these arches here? Back up a little, Jake. See all these arches?
Go ahead, you knock against them right now.
I mean, listen to this. It's like solid block. The whole house is
cement,
block,
but the core of the house is blocked. So if you get into this and start going, well, let me do this, you're now doing a lintel and steel work, and you got to get structural engineers, because I don't know how all this was tied together.
Yeah.
And all to what? Have a little bit bigger opening. But you're right, buyer's going to go, I like the little archy stuff. They're not going to, the buyer's definitely not going to be a tall buyer, that's for sure. But it does open up in here.
Opens up in here.
And
these are very unique.
Again, hand scraped.
Yeah.
The seller told me that they commissioned some guy to sit there and scrape them in Montana somewhere, wherever they got these things from. One of the things is on these floors,
this is all going.
This is all going to go. Part of that is because even now people just complain about how this hurts their feet a little bit.
Echoey.
Yeah, it's just a cold.
Yeah.
And so if you go to wood floors, and we're going to go more of a strategy of dark and white, and we'll stain the wood a little darker, we'll go the walls lighter. And that contrast is kind of going back to those original Spanish kind of Adobe style kind of feel of, you don't want it so contrasting, but enough to where people like that difference of the black and white.
Yeah.
These doors are a lot of fun.
Yeah, look at these doors. I mean, this is
this is
rope.
That is, yeah.
That's rope right there. I mean, it's just crazy.
They had a lot of intention in doing this, and they had a vision. And then here, and I don't know, Jake, if you can get that or not, but they took like some sticks and they did that as a ceiling treatment
And showed it, like it's displayed and stuff.
The right person will appreciate this a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's go to the kitchen.
Okay. Little lower ceiling.
Kitchen's where we usually spend a lot of money, because you got appliances too.
Yes.
So what would we do to this? I mean, it feels open, it feels wide.
You'll get 3 or 4 bar stools here.
Yep, so all new cabinets though.
Yep.
Built-ins, so right now it's got these built-ins.
Yep.
Right, here's your fridge built-ins.
They're very functional. They're sub-zero, but
I gotta go.
if you're going to ask, all buyers are going to demand new appliances, because nobody wants to be calling the service tech and my ice maker doesn't work.
Because it's 30 years old.
You're paying $3.5 million. You're going to go like that's kind of and these were all big time back in the day. I mean, I'm trying to figure out
What is that?
what are these. This was like really fancy. Like we had your built-in
opener?
can opener.
Built-in
That was
can opener.
Built-in can openers. And this is supposed to be the built-in toaster. You see that? And then I
What are these?
don't know what that is. I don't know what that
What did I just do? You did something.
is.
Carburetor or something.
It might be.
But I mean, we budgeted. We're budgeting $50,000 just for our appliance package.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That stove, we're gonna have to figure out how to. We'll probably relay out this because we're gonna gut the cabinets and countertops in here. What's kind of cool about this is this is all a cutting block, right? So
yeah,
it's
this
like
is kind of cool though.
yeah. Anywhere you want to start cutting up your pico de gallo, just right here, right?
So this cabinet package, what are we budgeting for total cabinets, roughly?
Vanities, the bar,
Yeah.
all the kitchen, 60.
Bathroom.
60.
60
Yeah.
in cabinets for the whole house. Yeah. And they're custom cabinets. We have a guy that measures and builds them all for us.
Local.
Now we're doing floors, so as you see this old
Satil.
Satil tile, right?
Yeah.
Super popular in the day.
Spanishy, Satil, top, but
Way out of date.
yeah. Some people love it, but
Still?
yeah, but
Oh, I hate it.
the wood floor. It's when you walk around though, it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So the wood floors would carry all the way through. We've got a big tub here. This is very obsolete. I always try to envision someone 65 years old
Climbing in there.
grabbing this, breaking this, trying to get up in, right? So, no, this is dangerous. So we'll do a very pretty fixture, probably tile this whole thing, and then do a cool standalone tub.
Bring it to the corner. Like
People love this having a window in front, and what was cool about what they did here is they enclosed all the courtyard in there, so you're bringing in natural light, but you're also making it feel very private.
might tile this all the way up.
I think probably the whole ceiling, everything.
Yeah. But the his and hers is really cool.
It is because in the 90s a lot of people weren't doing that.
Yeah.
So we don't have to re-plumb, we don't have to saw cut floors.
And it matches our theme of like a his and her, like a two-person house.
Right.
So the couple of things that we're kicking around we could do to try to push even a higher back end would be outside. We could paver the driveway. Right now it's not. We could do another garage. Get it because right now it's only a 2, right? So we could build another like
2-car.
to make it a 4-car.
Right.
What's cool though is we don't have to decide that right this minute. We can get going and then figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, guys. That's the plan here with this rehab. We're gonna on this one we're gonna do a lot of progress.
Jake's gonna do a good job of documenting.
Oh yeah, we're gonna document the demo and and all the rehab we do. It'll be great. So stay tuned for more videos. You guys are gonna hopefully, if you follow along, can watch the transformation from how it is now to this finished product. And awesome. See how we do. Fun. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Now, Bob, tell us how cool this is.
So, when me and Jerry were growing up, we thought it was a big deal to have a TV. TVs were about this side, but they were about this deep, right? Remember? So this, imagine your master bed all the way over there, trying to watch TV here. I bet what they did is I bet they had a sitting area right here.
Little couches.
So when this house was built, this will probably.
This is for TV. This is for TV.
Yes.
Isn't that funny?
So you can hide it, so I don't want to see my
What are you
TV.
doing with it? Nothing.
That's gotta go.
How though?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Figure it out. You can't do
I'll
that.
put shelves in there for books or something.
Yeah.
And somehow that's gonna, because people are gonna be, really, that's where my TV goes?